to this warm-up session for acting with masks. After the first phase on the individual warm-up in isolation, we now move to the stretching. We start with stretching the upper part of the body. So first of all, feet together, straight leg, hold your core and engaged. Keep your relaxed shoulders and you breathe in, and then you interlace your fingers. You release only your index like this, and you keep your palms together and your arms as straight as possible, avoiding to lose the length of your neck and end up doing this. So you stretch the arm straight up, but your shoulders are down, and then you breathe in, and when you breathe out, you stretch to the right. So your hips move to the left, and your arms, your fingertips move to the right. And breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And careful, the tendency is we want to go down, 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 and then we tend to twist and turn. While we want to keep open and keep our chest open and keep facing forward. Come back in, and then breathe in and breathe out in the opposite direction. Straight arm, palms together, hips to the right, and fingertips to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back up. Now we relax, we're going to repeat it. Breathe in, stretch up, and down to the right, and hips to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back to the center. Breathe in, make sure your shoulders are down, and relax, and down to the left, hips to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Long deep breath, and back to the center. Now from here I'll show you on the side what happens. We're going to keep our arms, our straight arms and fingers together. You can look up and your thumb like this. Then hold your core engaged and your hips in position. You can bend your legs now. Keep your arms where they are until your hands reach the floor and your belly is in contact with your thighs. You can bend a bit more. From here you can decide to pedal a bit. This relax your head if you are flexible enough to straighten your legs, but it might be that you're not, so you cannot do this movement, so you just stay and bounce here for a couple of times. Now we keep our legs bent a lot. Bend your knees, your belly is in contact with your thighs. What we want is the upper part of the body all in contact with your legs in this part of the exercise. And then we place our hands underneath our heels. Breathe in, when you breathe out, your head, your chin is in contact with your legs. From here, if you are flexible, you're going to straighten your legs. If you are not so flexible, you stay where you are. This is a stretching for the back, for the spine, not for the legs. So from here, if you can, we move and straighten our legs. The important thing is your head, your belly, your upper part of the body is in contact with your legs. And breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm working a lot with my arms, and you might be here or you might be here, but the important thing, this is for your back. And now release, straight arm, we come back and we release. Now, if you want, you can repeat this sequence twice. Now we go on a lateral stretch of the upper part of the body, and it works in this way. Your right foot push down towards the floor as if it was sand, and your right arm stretch up towards the ceiling. 1, and the opposite with the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Now we're going to do an exercise that involves the whole spine and the movements of the spine, starting from the breath, from your breathing pattern. Initiate a rachial ripple is a movement along your arms and your legs too. I'll show it in profile because it's easy to understand. So soft knees, you widen your stand a bit, and then from this position you breathe in, your belly start to expand, your chest start to expand simultaneously, your pelvis rotates backward, you start to expand your chest, and this movement initiate like a ripple, a movement in the upper part of the body while your legs get a bit more bent. So breathe in, and when you breathe out, the opposite. So the pelvis rotates in the opposite direction, your head connected through the spine, rotate in the opposite direction, chin towards the sternum, and your arms close and your fingertips touch. And let's do it this 5 times. So breathe in, you feel your body with air, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, hyper extension of your spine, and then breathe out, opposite direction. And breathe in, breathe out, 2, breathe in, breathe out, 3, breathe in, breathe out, 4, breathe in, and breathe out, nice, 5, and let go. Now, I'll just give a bit of release to the lower back, which simply means stretch up and then you let your head drop really heavy, and you bounce a few times. If you want, you can move right and left, back and forth. You can grab your opposite elbows and just move gently, so side to side. So just very gentle movement side to side. You can also leave your arms on the floor and adjust your hips. Your hips, that the movement of your hips right and left makes your upper part of the body swing, but you really relax. So just to get a bit of relax to the lower part of your back. Now from here we come down, heavy, and I get into frontal position. So the tailbone is heavy. You create a bit of space. We go in a really low squat. From this position, not everybody can have heels on the floor. It's fine. Wherever you are, you might find yourself here or here. And depending on how flexible you are, you can open your frontal opening is, but you will find progressively through the training that this becomes easier and easier. So bend your elbows and contact inside your knees, and you feel this resistance. So I'd like you to, your knees push in while your elbows push outward by the contact between the two hands. So there is an opposite, there are two opposite forces. You really have to work against your elbows while your elbows work against your knees. This will allow you to find stability and a really straight back and open chest. And breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And release. From this position, again, we move to a stretch, leg stretch. I like you to stretch your right leg to the side and find your balance. This is obviously the warm-up exercise. that works on the legs, both stretching and strength. You will see some of these exercises can be easily integrated in the physical vocabulary of your characters, especially the more dynamic, like Arlecchino or the Capitano, whose legs are always very active. So here we have flexi foot, straight leg. Now we move to the center, a low position like a sumo fighter, yeah, and then we move opposite down, you bend your right and flex your left. We're going to repeat this a few times. So center, very low and strong, engage all your core, your muscle, you hold it straight, and then flex your right foot. And again, center, down, flex, center, down the opposite direction and flex your right, center, down to the left and flex your left. And again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Last time, 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to see something quite unusual, a position that is quite unusual. You sit down, again, dependent on your flexibility and your ability, your comfort in this position. You will find this difficult or extremely easy. What I want you to do is, like, from here to find a way to come up here. As I said, it could be extremely easy or you will find it challenging. If this is the case, let's think why, and we want to work in order to discover how to get up, what we have to do, what are the point of contact with the floor and the resistance that allow us to come up. So to find that, in order to find that, I suggest maybe in your own time trying to do it with your hands on the floor. So you study what happens in the movement, trying to make it as low as possible so that you can control it and understand what is happening. And a few times, 2 and 3, and then we move in the opposite direction, sit down, and again, 1, up, sit down, up, sit down, up, sit down, up. Perfect. Now we're going to do something similar, but we change the position of the legs. So rather than be frontal open position, we put the legs together so they're parallel, like this. And again, we work on partly balance, partly strength. How can we come up controlling this movement and coming up working only with one leg. So from this position, we come up, change, and sit down. Flex your foot. And again, come up, control, switch, sit down slowly, come up, turn around, sit down slowly. The slower you do it, the harder it is. And again, control up, turn around, and sit down slowly, 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 slowly. And again, up, turn around, sit down. Excellent. From this position now, let's move to some conventional, traditional stretching. You might be aware, you might have done it already. We're going to do some lateral stretch. Primarily, we're going to work with stretching our legs and hips and groin, but as you will see now, we're going to involve also, as before, the side of the body. If this position is already challenging, so you cannot stay up with a straight back, I suggest to put either some blankets or a pillow or something that gives you a bit of height to stand on, and that would possibly help you progressively as you do this exercise day after day, to find a more opening here and the possibility to move more your pelvis and find a straight back. So from this position, right arm up towards the ceiling, breathe in, and then we breathe out. You can place your left hand wherever is comfortable. I find it comfortable on the floor, on the leg, in front of you. Straight right arm up and then down. Very important, keep your sit bones on the floor. Means I don't want you to lift the right side in order to go down. That's not the point. The point is to stay exactly as you are, frontal, and then move down to the side, and you should feel actually a nice stretch on this side of the body. And 1, 2, flex your feet, 3, 4, 5, and back up, opposite direction, left side, left arm up and down. Make sure that your sit bone is in position, that you don't lift your left side. And 1, keep your chest open, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again, up, repeat second time, 1, 2, stretch your arm a bit more this time, 3, 4, 5, and up, left arm up and down, stretch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. Now we're going to move into the front. Again, if you're uncomfortable, obviously put something, sit on something, and perhaps this is enough. What you have to do is to figure out how to rotate your pelvis to find a comfortable straight upward position. Let's see on the side the position of the back. So it's very important not to be tempted to, I want to go down and then I hunch my back. On the contrary, I control and I imagine that someone is pushing me from the base of the spine, and I keep a long back and a relaxed neck, and I move a bit further and I breathe, and then if I feel like I can go a bit further, I go a bit further, and I check how I feel, how long how far I can go. If your belly touches the floor, then maybe you can let your head go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and gently come back up and feet together, legs together. Now we're going to do a straight forward bending to stretch the back of your legs. Now you can start from having your legs really bent and hold your toes or your feet, and then walk back until you reach a place where you are stretching, and that might be enough. Or if you are flexible, you move a bit more, keep your contact with your belly with your thighs, and a bit more, and a bit more, and a bit more, and maybe you can go all the way, flex your foot and pull, and make sure your shoulders are back, your neck is long, and your back is straight as much as possible. If it's easy for you, you can grab your feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, another long breath, and 5, and let your head drop for a moment, and then again straight back, come back up. There we go. Okay, now we're going to do some core strengthening exercises. Let's start. First, I want you to lie down on your back. I want you to engage your core muscle. That means that you push, you rotate your pelvis, and you make sure that there is no space between the floor and your back. So you don't have the natural arch of your spine here that I'm emphasizing right now. You want to rotate your pelvis, and throughout the whole duration of the exercise you keep this muscle engaged and your back flat on the floor. Now you get in this position, which is your knees are just above your hips and your legs are bent 90 degrees. Okay, this is the starting position. Arms straight in front of you, and now we move simultaneously to the right arm and the left leg in opposite direction. Okay, ready? And 1, right, left, 2, right arm, left arm, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to make it harder, rather than have your head down on the floor, you hold your upper part of the body up, and that will create more intensity. And I think we are 7. This is 9. I lost count. I admit. I hope it is 10. And hold. Now we're gonna do the same, but rather than alternate, we're gonna work simultaneously. So starting position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relax the knees towards your chest. And very important, throughout all this exercise, make sure that you don't overarch, but you keep your core engaged and your back flat. Because what happens with a lot of these abdominal muscle exercises is that if you're not careful, you will have problem on your lower back, and you don't want to work with your lower back. You want to work with your core muscle, your abs. Now we're gonna place your arms on the body. You can place your hands just underneath your bum. Make sure again that your core is engaged, and we're gonna do scissor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, well done, 20, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and relax for a moment. Oof, okay, now maybe you're familiar with this type of core exercise from yoga. So we're gonna do, it's called boat pose. So we're gonna place our leg, again bend your knees, your legs are parallel to the floor. This is position number 1, and then you hold and you breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, make sure your back is straight. 7, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. 9, breathe in, breathe out. 10, and your knees. You're gonna move from the boat position with bent leg into boat position, still with the back straight, but you straighten your leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you bend your legs, you cross your legs, and then you lift your bum and down, and we repeat it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross the opposite leg and lift and down. And the last one. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross again, the original place, right leg, and lift and down. Brilliant. From this position, we're going to conclude with just a closure of this warm up. You just get into what is called a child pose. So just let your knees open a bit, widen your knees, and just stretch out with your forehead on the floor and stretch. And sink into the floor and breathe, and through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And gently up. And we're gonna move now to another front stretch, the front part of the body as well as your back. What I want you to do is just like sitting on your knees, you place your hands on the base of your back, rotate your shoulders maybe a couple of times. Now push your pelvis forward and make sure you want to become taller and longer, like your spine. Once your spine gets longer, okay? So push your pelvis forward, support the base of your back, get tall, expand the front part of the body, and start to bend, to back bend, okay? Look back. Now from here, check if you are, and if you can reach your feet, otherwise you stand up here, otherwise you reach your feet. Make sure you push your pelvis forward, 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 and this should be a fabulous opening on the front of your shoulders and the front part of your body. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now gently come back. Hold, your hand is the last one. Nice, and you can sit down for a moment. Usually it's a big dip stretch. Fabulous, really nice. So just lying on your back. You bend your right knee, you interlace your finger, and then you stretch your left leg, you flex your left foot to make sure that the whole leg is touching the floor, and then you pull your right knee towards your right shoulder. Keep both your shoulders back, don't turn side to side, and make sure your head is slightly tilted so your chin is towards your sternum. There is not neck tension, okay? It's slightly tilted forward, and you pull. Breathe through your nose. Excellent, and then let go. And the opposite, grab your left knee, flex your right foot, and tilt your head slightly, chin towards your sternum, shoulders, both shoulders in touch with the floor, and pull. outside of the mat. And then bend both your legs in and grab and embrace your knees if you can, if it's available. Otherwise you hold just your hands, you embrace them, you grab your opposite elbows, and again chin towards your sternum. You pull your knees towards your chest, and what you want to achieve is that most of your back is in touch, in contact with the floor. Your hips here, and everything else, and breathe. Excellent, and release. Beautiful. Now we place our right ankle on top of the left knee, and you flex your right foot. This is really important. And then you pull. You can grab it underneath. You can pull your left knee towards your chest, and by doing so you should find a lovely stretch on your glutes. Lovely stretch, and breathe. Opposite. So left, flex your foot, grab your right knee and pull. If you're uncomfortable, you can put it on the top or on the bottom, whatever is more comfortable to you, for you. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. What a lovely stretch. And release, and shake. And now final exercise. Just bend your knees. If you want, you can shift slightly your hips to the right, and then you open your arms on the side 180 degrees with the palm facing the ceiling, and then while your head moves to the right, your legs move to the left until they reach the floor. And then if you want, you can place your left hand on top of your right knee. Make sure, or try at least, that your shoulders touch the floor. Both shoulders touch the floor. And then you should feel a lovely nice twist. If you want to have another type of deeper stretch, you can cross the right leg on top of the left and do exactly the same. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Release, come back up to the center. Stay there for a moment. You should feel a slightly difference between the two sides of the body. And now shift slightly your hips slightly to the left. And if you want, you can cross with your left leg on top of the right, and then your head move to the left and your legs to the right. Both shoulders are on the floor, and if you want, you can use your right hand to place it on top of your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then release, come back to the center, hug your knees again and rock side to side gently, nicely, and then grab the back of your knees and then rock back and forth a few times, back and forth, and voila! This is the conclusion of your basic warm-up. To recap, we warm up in isolation, each part of the body, joints starting from your ankles, feet, ankles, and moving up until we reach the neck, so important for working with masks for the clocking. Then we looked at stretching of the upper part of the body, the spine. We focus on the frontal, lateral and back bending. Then we look at stretching the lower part of the body and some strengthening positions that can be extremely useful for the most dynamic masks, like more dynamic masks like Arlecchino and the Capitano. And then we move to very important work, which is the core, so getting strengthened, kind of to support any other movement. We will look in stage 2, for example, of the warm-up. We will work with balance and inversions, and so the preparation with the core is super important. And then at the end we did a sort of conclusion when we just went to a more relaxing and a relaxed stretching of the different part of the body, lower part of the body as well as the upper part of the body, especially the twist. Now enjoy the next class.